UMC Food started as a ministry of Highland United Methodist Church in Fort Thomas. We were right across the street from the high school, and the high school was the only school in Kentucky that allowed kids to go off campus for lunch. We decided to take advantage of it. Since we were right across the street, we created the underground, which allowed the kids to come over to the Methodist Church and get pizza and pop and sit down with their friends in an area that was not the school. And that went really well. And I began looking at, okay, this is Fort Thomas. There's not a lot of need in Fort Thomas, and wanted to encourage the young people to step outside of their bubble and just sort of stumbled along this program, since we were already doing food service. And the program that we operate is USDA's child nutrition programs. And the child nutrition programs not only include the National School Lunch Program, which most people are familiar with. It includes the summer food service program, the child and adult care feeding program, which has daycare centers and after school feeding. And so we got into that one summer, and we decided to, we had one site, which was Ida Spence Missions, that we decided to go on this program, and we gave them food 6 days a week, made out of our kitchen, and we delivered hot food to their kids there. And we served about 7,000 meals that summer and reimbursed by USDA. We thought it was wonderful. So that's how it started. Then people started hearing what we were doing and asking if they could come on. I think the big impetus was when the YMCA of Greater Cincinnati, which includes Northern Kentucky, they found me through a mutual friend, and we started talking, and that was our first big partner. And from there, it just ballooned. Right now, we are serving about 25,000 meals a day. That's much higher than normal because of this COVID that USDA has relaxed a whole bunch of rules. So this has freed us to provide meals to more people than we've ever been able to do. For example, is we're partnering with Grace Church Kids in Louisville.
Larry just reached out of nowhere and said, hey, do you think this would work? And I was like, absolutely. And so they've been coming every Friday, handing out 14 shelf-stable meals to every child and youth that comes. Our food pantry, it was such a blessing. Earlier in the year, before all this broke, somebody from another church down in Glendale actually stocked our pantry. So with that, we've been able to feed the adults in the neighborhood. And so we've been, there's been at least 100 people each Friday coming and getting the boxes, getting the packages. So it's allowed us to continue to have a presence in the neighborhood, to keep having those relationships, staying in contact, and also meeting that need.
One of the neat things about this program, and I think it is unique in Methodism, is that we are in 2 annual conferences, the Northern Kentucky and Ohio. We are in multiple districts. And we are in 2 jurisdictional conferences. We're a ministry that we're crossing some borders that people don't usually cross. In fact, the chairman of our board is actually the district superintendent from the Ohio River Valley district of the United Methodist Church.
So we have 4 kitchens on the Ohio side, and there are 4 kitchens on the Kentucky side. And every day we're feeding thousands of kids around the metro area. And of course now it's tentacling out into a lot of rural areas. I think we're actually doing food service in 6 public school systems in Kentucky. So it's a rapidly expanding ministry. And to think that here we are, we're 10 years old, and it started kind of as a snack shop in a church basement for kids across the street from a high school. What we're doing now is just sort of stunning.